harnesses the power of AI to develop a 100% objective platform that offers top-of-the-line investment solutions and allows anyone to become a smart investor. And with me to explain more about how this all works is the CEO Eldad Tamir, a leading figure in Israeli high tech and global financial markets. So great to have you here, and so curious.
Great to have. Thank you. Great to be here.
So wonderful to hear how you're shaking up the traditional financial system. So why don't you lay the groundwork? What is FINQ doing? And then we'll dig a little deeper.
Okay, let's talk. Let's start with what we have today. I mean, there have been many revolutions in the digital space, like Amazon, like Booking.com, and still in finance, which is a huge market. People still tend to buy their financial products in ways that are here for more than 100 years. They go to their financial advisor, they go to the bank and try to do it by themselves. And it's kind of strange. So there are many caveats to using those old methods. I mean, one of them being that usually the financial intermediate is not objective, is usually kind of a salesman that worked for someone, and you never know because he has a nice suit and tie, but he represents his own interest. And the other caveat is that he doesn't really master big data or AI. He has this limited amount of data. And what you can do with AI is just miracles. I mean, we can process tons of data about any stocks, any product, and bring in many aspects that people don't have today, and create a very simple machine by machine learning and AI that tells you when to buy a specific stock or sell a specific stock or how to manage your portfolio. Now, everything is automatic and the input is huge. We are probably the biggest data buyer in the world today because we buy tons of data to process into our AI to come to conclusions. So it's a bit like ChatGPT. You don't have to look for something, you just get the answer and create really good returns.
So tell me about the data that you input into this. So you say you buy it. I mean, is this everything from currency prices and oil and geopolitics? I mean, what all goes into it?
Yeah, like everything. I mean, that's what's really nice about machine learning, big data, and AI. I need tons of data, and I don't have really to decide beforehand how much the data is relevant. It only has to make sense. So we put it into really, Jane, into three families. One family of data, we call it the fundamentals. So it's like putting into our machine Bill Graham and all, you know, and Warren Buffett and all the theory of investing from the last 100 years into that, like multiples and P ratios and PS and growth and profits and everything that we and currencies, everything. So that's one family. The other family we call the smart guys, the opinion of the professionals. So we know that there are people who do more research than the usual numbers that we have, like research analysts and hedge funds. So we collect all that data in a very smart way, like a publication done yesterday about Amazon's worth more than done 6 months ago. Okay, so we have to digitize all that data. And the third one, which seems in our machine very important, is what we call the common wisdom or the common stupidity. It doesn't really matter. It's like blogs and media and interviews and newspapers and everything, you know, social media. And people talk a lot about stocks, about trends, about, you know, everything. And we collect all that data. And together we put all that in a machine that actually analyzes that data on a daily basis and can really give you great output.
That's amazing. Well, that was my next question. What has the track record been of the AI versus a human?
Yeah, you know, people, you know, if you ask me like 10 years ago, if you can beat the indexes, I would tell you it's really hard. But AI is changing the world everywhere because it does the work better than humans. I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, really depends on what you want to do in life. But if we look at the returns, so the S&P has done since inception in August 2022. That's the date we started publishing the results of our AI on our website, which is FINQAI.com. And since that date, we have created a return of 65%, and the S&P has done 24%.
Wow.
So and that's all automatically generated. You don't need to do anything. So it's really, it really works. Now, also we said, okay, if we can rank all stocks on a continuous and relative basis, we can also short some stocks. So the bottom portfolio of shorting the worst 10 stocks that we have in our portfolios has created a plus 7%. And if you shorted the S&P, you would have done minus 25%. So again, almost 30% over the indexes.
Yeah. Now, is this just stocks or are there other, and I'll say bonds or real estate?
Yeah, so our intention is to do everything because what we do in order to create that machine, it's like we have to rebuild the data in the financial industry. So today we can take any product and break it into its ingredients, like a mutual fund. We don't look at the risk of the mutual fund. It's what it does. We break it into its single assets, and we can do that to any product automatically because today you have to publish what you have in each product. We do it to hedge funds. We can do it to almost any financial asset. And again, we're going to add to our platform more and more products like the Dow, like the NASDAQ, like the healthcare indexes and mutual funds and hedge funds and other products. The only thing we need is data. We need a lot of data. So private equity is a bit tougher because there's not enough data, but that's also evolving into a more transparent industry.
Yeah. Now, what does this do for the consumer? So I assume since you don't have a lot of humans involved, that this would drive down costs or commissions. How does that work?
Yeah, so we're in the process of getting our IRA license in the United States. So once we do that, you can get into our website and we can do it automatically from A to Z. Just get in, choose your strategy, and we can do that, and you can see the returns on a daily basis. Until then, you can really buy our data. It costs today $50 a month, and you can buy the data and do whatever you want with it. It's just data until we get the license. But again, I really believe AI is going to change the world. It's going to democratize services across many platforms. Until today, this kind of high-level service would serve only the rich guys, the guys that would go to family offices. And with FINQ, anyone can really get a very high level of data or advice or management with a very low cost that he couldn't even have access to beforehand.
Now, is this available just in Israel? You mentioned you may be coming to the US. Who can access this service at the moment?
Okay, so our main market is the US. So again, our website is an American website. We've applied to get licensed in the US. I believe it's going to be very soon. We're now selling data in the US. So that's the main market. I mean, it's the main market both in terms of clients and in terms of, NASDAQ is behind you. So the most important exchanges are in the US. So there's no really, it doesn't, if somebody wants to invest, they have to invest in US markets. Local markets anywhere in the world, I believe, are not relevant for a real investor.
Yeah, the capital markets here are very deep. So that's one of the
Exactly.
advantages that we have here. How does somebody even get started?
Well, I've been in since my early days in my career. I've been doing two things. One of them was venture capital. In Israel, venture capital was start booming in kind of early 90s, and I was one of the key players in that industry. On the other hand, I set my own investment bank. So I kind of have those two disciplines, both high tech and finance. And those two worlds couldn't talk to one another. There wasn't enough technology to connect them. I mean, like SaaS services and data processing and AI and big data and computing power and all that wasn't around for really to connect those two different worlds. And I think this marriage of bringing those two worlds together for me was something I always longed for. I wanted really to do that, but I couldn't till today. And so it's really like, for me, fulfilling a dream I had for many years.
Yeah. What's the future? What would you say your goals are for FINQ?
Yeah, the future is going to be interesting because I truly believe that asset managers is something that relates to the past, because I truly believe that AI will do a much better job than any human, because at the end of the day, analysts investment banking, investment bankers, investment managers can process really, we're humans, we're not that smart, and we can process a bit of data. Computer will do that really better. We are not, we process data. That's what we do. Therefore, I think the future is going to change. I think FINQ is kind of doing it for the last 2 years, and today is kind of the leading company in that space. But there will be other algorithms and other competitors doing similar stuff, and that will be the competition. The competition will be like on who processes data better and what he creates with it to create better returns for the consumers. Well, this is good. People will be richer.
Yeah.
And I think it will also kind of think about it philosophically. The rich people get richer, and this can change that equation where everybody can make money. Not only those who have a lot of money to pay their family office or their special advisor, and that can change wealth creation around the world.
Absolutely. And really, as you mentioned, even change the structure of the global economy as, people will have access to markets that maybe they haven't in the past. So we might see some more emerging countries, things like that.
Yeah, that would be great. I really believe AI can do a lot of bad things as well, but in many, many aspects, and especially in this very savvy old financial encumbrance world, can do really good because we can actually do stuff without Goldman or Merrill or, excuse me, others. You just need AI to do the work for you, and that's it. And everybody can access that. So it was just drop naming. Okay, I have nothing against you guys. Yeah.
So I guess are the financial jobs of the future in sales of technology like this?
I think the in terms of finance, the knowledge is needed because we put into those machines a lot of knowledge and research, but it's going to be a combination of economy and finance, data, AI. It's going to be different. So the set skill of financial advisors or financial people who know the work, because we don't put stupid stuff in the machine. The machine is stupid. It has to learn from us. Will still be relevant, but the whole interface and the prices and the way the financial market is structured will definitely change.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing. The data in is going to be the key. I mean, the saying, garbage in, garbage out, but if you get the right data in there, oh my goodness, like
There's
you'll be
tons
able
of
to.
data. Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, have you thought about at some point in the future, quantum computing, how it might fit into your business model and make this even more powerful?
Yes and no, because at the end of the day, if we look at the results today and we have them, it's not a matter of hours or minutes. It's just, when you get it, we do it daily. We can do it hourly, but we checked our machine. If we do it hourly or daily, it's not going to change anything in the return. So at the end of the day, we're not traders. If for example, something happens in a certain industry because of legislation, then our machine will let me know and we'll sell those stocks and we'll rank them lower, sell them out of the top 10. If we do it today or tomorrow, it really doesn't change much on the returns. The really important thing is that our machine is both relative. It doesn't tell you just to buy or sell. It tells you what today are the S&P from 1 to 500. So it's relative. It's relative and continuous, and that really creates a lot of the alpha. And we check them. We don't need. Maybe in the future when there'll be a lot of competition, quantum computing will have an edge. But today, the starting point, there's enough alpha there that we don't need to do the things just like in seconds. But
Okay.
you know what? Thinking about it, you might be right going forward.
Who knows? I mean, where we're headed with this, but okay. So Eldad, just wrap things up. I mean, explain, where people can go. How can they learn more about FINQ?
Okay, so the best and most efficient way is to go into our website, which is finqai.com. And in there, you can contact us. There's a press release, a lot of press about us. You can look at our portfolios. You can see every transaction. We believe in transparency because in our modern world, we have to open this black box of the financial advisor. So every transaction is transparent. You can enroll or you can look at it. You can register into our next service, which will be full management once we get the IRA, and we can always contact us for any questions or collaborations or whatever.
Okay, well, the financial world is certainly changing. I have a feeling you're on the
Yes.
cutting edge of it. So thank you so much for coming and explaining FINQ.
Thank you so much, Jane. See you soon.